Yeah, and so like the pouches and stuff too. Let's go out of edit mode. Let's make a Control N, grab Polymesh 3D, go into edit mode. And we're going to go down here to initialize. We'll do a Q cube. I'm going to do a quick deformation unify. And for this stuff, you know, this can be our start of our pouch here. I'm going to go ahead and pop this top off. And for real, you know, Alt tap these, and then we can go like delete polygroup all. So if the pouch is constructed with like a back piece that's separate, I can just isolate this piece off. Let's go ahead and do a quick group by normals. I'm going to take this piece off, and we're going to go ahead and do a split hidden. And then on these side panels here, this cloth is usually together, so I'm going to take both of these. If you do a polygroup, boom, both of these, we can go ahead and split those off. And now we got our side panels. So even here, we can start doing this Q mesh, polygroup all. We can pull this out. I can alt tap these ones. Do we have X symmetry turned on? Let's do that. And then I can hold down Shift, Q mesh, polygroup all, Q mesh, polygroup all. Let's go delete hidden. Why are you doing this to me? Polygroup all only. When you alt mark something, that should be your polygroup. I don't know. Oh, that was a weird bug. Okay, so we can QMesh polygroup all, hold down Shift, and we can pull this out further. And actually, probably these will be pulled out further too. And then on this one here, it would be something like, and then you'd have a little flap that actually goes in the back here. So you would take this one, and you can Q-mesh out some thickness here, but this one I'm going to do Q-mesh all polygons. We'll get some thickness. And then this side strap here, let's go ahead and make this all in polygroup, hit X symmetry, and we'll just go ahead and pull this out. So we have our panel thickness, these ones, we can go ahead and just kind of move in a little bit, and then this one wraps around. And then if we want a flap that goes up and over, we can borrow some from this. So I'm going to take this one here, we're going to duplicate it off. I'm going to alt mark, let's go into solo mode, I'm going to alt mark these ones here, isolate them, delete hidden, and hold on, let's turn on double real quick. Let's do an auto groups, and just get rid of that back one there. Delete hidden, turn double back on, or off. So now we're going to Q-mesh all polygons, but first we can go ahead and say, you know what, I want this to be a little shorter, a little smaller this way maybe, because this again is going to be the cloth that goes over the top here. So now we'll do a Q-mesh all polygons, and then I'm going to take this one, control drag out a copy, and this one, the cloth doesn't necessarily have to go all the way in, so I can take these two down here, Q-mesh, polygroup all, just pull those back, and we could even shorten this up just a tiny bit here. So anyway, we got that. Now if we want to bridge these two, we can go up here, we can say delete, single poly, single poly. I'm going to turn double back on temporarily so I can see both sides, and then we'll go ahead and just bridge these two holes together. Now if you do a spline, it's going to do this, which may be what you're looking for, but also remember you also have like round corners in here you can kind of play with, like so you can kind of see if that works a little bit better for you, or small round corners, tight round corners, arcs and lines. Arc circle is sometimes useful for not necessarily this, but doing some stuff. But I mean, this is fine. There's nothing wrong with this. So this can be our ammo pack here. And this is the start of it. Now, of course, it's a lot of box modeling, but what this does is allow me to maintain a little bit of control. Back here, you can do insert mesh brushes or whatever. You can also duplicate this off and go, let's go ahead and go insert single edge loop here, and then we'll go ahead and bevel edge loop complete here. I'm going to take these, oops, let's go into solo mode. Take these two here, and we'll go ahead and delete hidden. And then I'm going to go ahead and shrink them up a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and say Q-mesh polygroup all here. And then, you know, eventually, and these will be little things that can go tuck into the molly and have little buttons in here. So I'm a little bit premature with this, but again, we're just going fast. Put a little snap assembly back here, whatever. So now we're ready to just kind of go through and subdivide. If you want to preview, of course, you can run a crease tolerance, crease level of 3, smooth subdiv of 4, or whatever. And that'll give you a preview, but of course you're going to want to sculpt on this. So at this point, you can just apply your dynamic, and then you have, you know, resolution in here, so you can step down, like say subdivision level 4, and you can go through here and like just sculpt, you know, the wrinkles you want to have. And if you are going to be doing a lot of wrinkles and then putting little details on it, I would say, I'm just, for this one, I'm just going to try to smooth subdivide. Oh, also, you're probably going to want to even this geometry out. I should have said that first. Insert single edge, pull down Alt. Go in here and just manually kind of even this topology out a little bit. It'll help you in the long run. Same thing with this one. You don't want big squares here and small squares there. That's a bad idea. Let's do this. We'll even this geometry out. We'll say insert multiple edge loops, hold down Alt to get rid of these first, and then we can divide this one up. And ideally you want it going down the middle, so when you do a mirror and weld, it doesn't do that. But I don't really care that much. And then we'll do this, and then we'll hit Control W. And you can always, remember, you can always go back in and group by normals. It's not a big deal. And then do a quick mirror and weld, so it's the same polygroup on both sides. And now when you sculpt, it'll be a lot better. So now on this side, again, turn off smooth side divide, divide, turn it back on, divide, whatever. And then we can go through here and we can like start sculpting. If you want to drop down, you can drop down and pinch these in, whatever you want to do. Now on top of here, let's say we wanted to put a little cloth little cover on this thing. You can still borrow this geometry here. What we can do is we can say duplicate this off. If you go down to like subdivision level 2 and then delete higher, and then we grab these pieces here and then we go delete hidden, or I'm sorry, let's delete lower as well. We'll go to delete hidden. Now you can have like a little cloth cover. Bridging this is kind of a pain. So what I like to do sometimes is just do a close holes and let it do the heavy lifting for me. And then I'll just go through here and I can hold down Alt. Now that's going to work a little bit better if you don't have this. We'll insert single edge loop and then we'll do a close holes. And I can just go through here really quickly. Let's do a quick mirror and weld. And then we'll do delete edge, and let's go ahead through and delete all these things. So now the cool thing about this is we'll have our little cloth cover. It goes along the top here. And if you wanted to put that edge back in here, I'd go to like insert multiple edge loops, interactive elevation. So you can put in one right down the middle, and you can also pull out a little bit and kind of give it a little thickness there. And then through here, we can also do Q mesh all polygons, and then just hold down Shift and kind of inflate it. So you get a little cloth cover that kind of follows your folds a little bit maybe. And then you can go like, yeah, BTO. We don't have X image to turn on, so you put a little strap in here. You can tap off, and you can say split on mass points, mirror, mirror and weld, and clean this up, and put a little whatever snap assembly on here. So a lot of sculpting, splitting these things off, all that good stuff. So blah 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 blah. Split on mass points. And we got a little pouch going. Tutorials for backpacks. I haven't made a backpack tutorial, but it'd be very similar to, I think, if I was to make a backpack or a pouch. You know what? I have made pouches. It's kind of like a backpack. Go to my playlist, the boot tutorial. Here is how I would probably approach it. And I'll even give you something more specific than this. If you go to, my live stream full playlist, there it is, live stream full episodes, and scroll way down. So I started working on this little military dude, and I think even in episode 1 maybe, we go through and I make a pouch somewhere in here. Actually, you know what? Let's see if we just do, fingers crossed, mag pouch blockout. There you go, there you go, there you go, there you go, there you go. All yours. Kind of like a backpack.